beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh! Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast. This is episode 1233. Don't forget, coming up this Saturday, we got episode 1234. We're going to have Jeff Holiday as our special guest. It's going to be a fun time. You don't want to miss it. Please like the stream. Give the stream a big fat like right now. Also, please keep us in your hearts when it comes to throwing us a couple bucks. We've got a link pinned in the chat. We're trying to get closer to that goal. As of right now, we're just over 17% of the way there, so I'm hoping you can chuck us a couple bucks tonight, help us get that much closer to the goal. I want to remind everyone that for all $5 plus patrons, we got Actual Mania taking place tomorrow night. You don't want to miss it. Sign up, patreon.com/DP. The $5 pledge will get you in, but you probably want to do the $10 pledge because tonight, our $10 pledges are going to sit and watch our live reaction to the movie Teen Wolf, 1985, starring Michael J. Fox. Teen Wolf. We will be watching that live immediately following this episode, and that's available to all of our $10 plus patrons and YouTube members. That's also available for YouTube members at the top level that you can subscribe to on YouTube.
Movie night.
Yes, we're doing a movie night. You can hang out with us, watch it. It's a fun, low budget, mid '80s movie. We'll put it that way. It's like comedy horror genre and like teen drama a little bit too. So that's fun. Yeah. So like the stream. We need to like the stream until it hurts. We really need you to like the stream until it hurts.
And if you're already hurting, that's even more reason to like the stream.
Yes. And then ask
Trauma
for more.
The Drunken Peasants.
And then thank us. All right. So there's a lot going on today. There's a ton going on today. I'm pretty excited.
There's a lawsuit.
Yes. There's a lawsuit. Trump got a mugshot. The mugshot got released publicly. We're going to look at that. We're going to look at some of the fake mugshots, too, that I saw floating around out there before it actually, the official one was confirmed. Kendall, he made a whole video just whining about us. We're going to watch that. He makes all these obscure pop culture references that, like, some I have no idea what he's talking about. He speaks with no periods, too. There's no period. There's no pauses in his speech. It's all one long run-on sentence, like comma, 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 chameleon, if you know what I'm saying.
He's Boy George.
He is. Holler if you hear me. Everyone, give the stream a like one last time, and we're gonna get into this, and we're gonna start off by playing the intro. Here it goes.
Turn off the goddamn internet.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. TP, are they going to touch me?
Today's antagonism segment is brought to you by the DP Pre-Show. You can get it for free through all of the audio podcast platforms out there. I also have it linked down in the description. You can go there. We did a really one. Thank you.
To see Magic is versus Big Diesel, a magical bars casting contest. Which contender will spit the most hot fire? Tune in Friday to figure out and give these sweet boys your money.
And by the
do it now, or a big angry black man will find you.
And by the way, Magicus does have a promo that I will be playing tonight. But yes, get the pre-show. Our last episode that we did the pre-show on is posted now. We recorded one right before we started this stream. That'll be out later. Get yourself some extra content. Help support the show. Go listen to the first 10, 15 minutes of all of our episodes through our audio-only platform, and you'll get some extra stuff you didn't hear on the main show here on YouTube. Check it out. Oh, look, we got...
Hey, Riley, how you doing?
Razor fist with a touch of Chris Chan. Prove me wrong.
Michigan water distilled razor fist with a touch of Chris Chan. Yeah, that was a good one. So we got Riley, and we got... I didn't see who that was that just gave us the Streamlabs.
Yeah, the name didn't come up because it was the Streamlabs ID.
Yeah, that's
but
so
thank
weird.
you for the astute synopsis. He's so mad that he wore sleeves again. Eric July wearing the sleeves.
We're gonna go through quite a few pages of the lawsuit, and then we're gonna play Eric July's response video where he tries to dismiss this like it's not a big deal. Basically, what's going on is Eric July is being sued by a Christian ministry that trademarked the word ISOM back in 1999. And the lawsuit alleges a lot of things. Basically, ISOM was something that they had trademarked at the end of the 90s. And it's pretty crazy. So
July and Ripa.
Yeah, a lot of this is about the complaint. So it's for trademark infringement and unfair.
So Good Shepherd seeks injunctive relief, damages, and attorney's fees in this action. So I think injunctive relief.
Here are what they call, because this is the lawsuit filed on behalf of the International School of Ministry, ISOM. These are the factual allegations right here, and this is where it starts getting good right here.
Yeah. So an injunction is basically a restraint.
Yes.
It's claiming there's a legal right.
Oh,
the
yeah.
damages would be what Eric July has done to the ISOM name.
Yeah. So the injunction, if this lawsuit goes through and an injunction is granted, Eric July is going to have to stop selling comics with the word ISOM on the cover. So his entire inventory, he's going to have to get rid of that, and there's not going to be an ISOM issue 3. And we should read right here about the 1999, because this is where they explain why it's their property.
These are factual allegations. Beginning in or around 1999 and continuing since that time, Good Shepherd created and operates ISOM, an abbreviation for Good Shepherd's International School of Ministry. Good Shepherd operates other ministries as well, such as Women of the World, wow, and Youth Bites. But by far, its main outreach and public persona is based on its trademark ISOM. In that regard, and upon information and belief, around 90% of Good Shepherd's activities are carried out under its trademark ISOM. In addition, consumers make out their checks and other payments to ISOM.
And when I first started hearing about the Ripaverse and I searched ISOM, the International School of Ministry came up. And for a moment there, I kind of thought maybe that was the inspiration for the name of the character, and Eric July just pretends like he made it up, because there's heavy Christian undertones to the ISOM character.
Yeah, I think Eric July really needs to stand by the name and let everybody know that ISOM stands for idiot shit out money. And that's why the entire fucking comic book exists, because a bunch of idiots shat out money on Eric July's lap. In fact, Good Shepherd does not even appear on the covers of many of Good Shepherd's publications and products, although Good Shepherd typically is printed or otherwise included in the information inside those publications and materials or otherwise associated with those activities and products. By way of example, below on the left is a screenshot of a cover of one of Good Shepherd's publications, and on the right, a screenshot of a publication of the same name.
Yes. So here it is.
Hold up. ISOM is a Asian college graduate woman?
They race swapped ISOM. They race swapped
Damn it. I thought that was one of the tenements. I thought one of the tenements of the Rippaverse was they wouldn't race swap characters. Now I'm figuring out ISOM was just a race swapped version of an Asian college graduate.
Yes,
that's fucked up, Eric July. Already destroying your precious little book of rules.
So this is where they're going to keep laying out their case that Eric July using the name ISOM is harming their reputation and their business. Right here.
Since that time, 1999, through decades of hard work, creative product development, and high quality in its products and services, Good Shepherd has earned great loyalty and renown within its industry, including as described below. Because Good Shepherd is primarily known to the public under its trademark ISOM, Good Shepherd chose to register its trademark ISOM, as discussed below, rather than register Good Shepherd itself. Operates online under its main website, isom.org, and a related website, isomonline.org. Good Shepherd's identity is strongly tied into its isom.org website, which it purchased and has been using for almost 25 years. Good Shepherd's ISOM, International School of Ministry, is the largest multi-denominational video-based Bible school in the world, providing undergraduate and graduate level biblical education in ministry and in the marketplace. ISOM is known for its ethnic diversity. Well, are they talking about the comic book? With over 85 languages available, because this comic book fucks up the one language it's available in. With more than 20,000 schools joining the ISOM community from 150 countries, ISOM's world-class faculty includes nearly 100 ministers and marketplace leaders. Best thing about this lawsuit, no matter who wins, some idiot church fuck is going to get screwed. I like that. It's a win-win situation. If they lose, they lose money doing this whole thing against Eric July. Not mad at that either. As part of its ISOM ministry and for decades beginning in 1999, Good Shepherd has developed and marketed numerous printed and electronic media products, clothing, promotional items, and related products. The Good Shepherd products, which are marketed and sold throughout the United States and beyond under Good Shepherd's trademark ISOM. Good Shepherd has spent a substantial amount of time, energy, and money advertising and promoting its ISOM trademark and products in the United States and throughout the world, as a result of which it has developed substantial and exclusive goodwill and reputation in connection with the ISOM mark for the Good Shepherd products.
Yeah, and people see these ugly ISOM hats that are out there now, and they're like, wow, the International School of Ministry has really messed up their logo. I think that's what's going on. It's reflecting poorly.
Damn. As a result, Good Shepherd now markets and sells Good Shepherd products under the well-known trademark ISOM, which trademark is used to identify and distinguish the Good Shepherd products from those of its competitors in the marketplace, the ISOM mark. Is the ISOM mark the cross above the crotch, the crotch?
They do bring up the crotch cross.
Well, I'm glad that's the crotch cross is as legally fucking admissible as a very low IQ girlfriend, as we've seen Drunken Peasants being brought up in the very low IQ girlfriend case of J.R. Gary Epi. Good Shepherd is the owner of U.S. trademark registration number 3,517,031, registered on October 14th, 2008 for ISOM as a standard character mark. The ISOM trademark registration covering the following: an international class 9 audio and video media, namely CDs, DVDs, all that bullshit, all the electronic forms, books, printed international educational material, Good Shepherd has been actively using the ISOM mark as a trademark for the Good Shepherd products in interstate commerce since at least as early as Christmas Day, 1999. What? As early as pre-Y2K Christmas? What? Good Shepherd Was there a band called Good Shepherd, or am I thinking of something else? Good Charlotte.
Good Charlotte.
Yeah. Good Charlotte products sold under the ISOM mark have enjoyed extensive recognition in the marketplace. Good Shepherd has continuously marketed and sold Good Shepherd products under the distinctive ISOM mark since as early as Christmas Day, 1999, and it intends to continue to mark and sell Good Shepherd products under ISOM mark in the future. All this mumbo jumbo is saying they've done stuff through Facebook, Instagram, YouTube over the years, in-person telephone. It said that there's a widespread recognition of their ISOM trademark, and here is where it says where the Rippaverse infringed. On behalf information and belief, July and Rippa is a relatively new comic book novel company marketing and selling its books and related promotional and other products throughout the United States and around the world, including into California and into this district. Upon information and belief, July and Rippa markets and sells its books and related products directly to consumers as well as through retailers. Upon information and belief, July and Rippa began using its ISOM mark on or about July 9th, 2022, nearly 23 years after Good Shepherd commenced use of the ISOM mark. In fact, in their own online admissions, July and Rippa has admitted that in 2022 they launched their entire company, Rippa Books, using the ISOM mark. Specifically, they posted online that the Rippaverse is finally here, and ISOM #1 is the perfect comic book to launch it. Below is a screenshot of their posting with a yellow highlighting on the relevant text.
Yeah, so here's their proof that by their own admission, they didn't start using the name ISOM until last year.
Yeah, on information and belief below is a related screenshot showing the cover of July and Rippa's first publication, a 96-page book entitled ISOM. On information and belief, ISOM is the hero moniker name that July and Rippa chose for their main character. He has a cross above his dick. It's some sort of religious mistletoe. Or when Christians see the cross, they can't help but suck that
That's
fucking
not in the
ISOM
lawsuit.
cock. Oh, shit. As shown in the above cover and in the screenshots below, and in addition to using the name ISOM, July and Rippa repeatedly display their ISOM character with a cross on his belt.
There you go.
There's a cross on his belt.
And I think this is indicating that they believe that based on the Christian association, that either intentionally or unintentionally, they are trying to represent themselves as their ISOM because both are related to Christianity in some way. And they this is actually in a fucking lawsuit. This is what I did to troll them on Twitter. I was like posting giant screenshots of the cross dick, and they did it in a lawsuit. Oh my God!
Make that circle a little bigger so the bulge is in it.
They do it here too. Right here again.
Let's look at that crotch, dude. July and Rippa's actions already have caused actual confusion. An example of the actual confusion is when Drunken Peasants podcast trolled despicably the International School of Ministry for days on end, thinking that it was a human named Renowned Zero, and they had to shut down operations of the International School of Misery for 3 weeks because of our kick-ass fans that trolled the wrong ISOM. Go team, go. No, it says that they had unsolicited emails through confusion from a third party in which the sender specifically mentions the identity of the comic book.
Yeah, so
to the International School of Mystery.
And this is important because Eric July addresses this specific email here. Someone named Obtuse Gnome. Is that Keemstar?
No. I'm an independent journalist for TDS News and TPBITU. What do you think TPBITU stands for?
Well, it's almost like the biggest problem in the universe, but it's scrambled.
I wonder if someone did
Because TDS is also
problem in the universe wrong.
The TDS is the Dick Show, right?
The Dick Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they typed the biggest problem in the universe incorrectly.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
I think this person must be representing the pooiest butt in the universe. I'm sure you know ISOM #1 is the first comic book in the Rippaverse extended universe by Black libertarian Eric D. July. Made a successful campaign by raising $3,737,920 backed by over 42,000 buyers. And the second campaign for ISOM #2 looks to be shattering the ISOM #1's record by to date making over $2 million worth over 17,000 backers located. As Mr. July does some work with the BlazeTV.com former Fox News host Glenn Beck's network, I love to see so much amazing cooperation being done to create such amazing packages and such unique character who also can be a beacon to young black men and women, which is currently lacking. So somebody from the Dick universe fucking connected the dots with the International School of Ministry. I keep wanting to say misery.
Yeah.
Or mystery before ministry. The International School of Misery. And so it's definitely the Dick Show that fucking got Eric July sued.
Somebody, at least like a listener of the Dick Show, not necessarily Dick Masterson or Vito or anyone.
Oh, yeah. The connection though just fucking got the ball rolling over here. Oops.
Yeah, because they're like, I'd be curious to know when the decision was made to make a comic book character using the name as International School of Ministry. Has Mr. July received any funding to aid him in the creation of his superhero ISOM?
Yeah, in the yellow down here it says, I would be curious to know when the decision was made to make a comic book character using the same name as the International School of Ministry. Has Mr. July received any funding to aid him in the creation of superhero ISOM? Info on the choice to have ISOM have an image of the cross on his belt. What we can hope to see with the continuation of ISOM on his journey to rescue Jasmine from prostitution. And if you could see who made the amazing choice to offer buyers the option to donate a copy of ISOM #2 for just $17.50 to help children who are hospitalized. Totally on the record, if you please. I thank you so much in extending your trademark name in such a unique way in the creation of a new superhero with a promise to use American-made books and products, as well as your time in getting back to me for your time. This journalist, your homie. Roy Gerbile.
Oh my
God. Roy Gerbile. Senior reporter for TDS News, a subsidiary of The Biggest Problem in the Universe and The Biggest Problem in the Universe 2. Among other things, the above, does this actually help Eric July? Because this is obviously a troll here.
No, the fact that they were alerted to it by a troll doesn't make their claim invalid. It doesn't.
But they are claiming that they're claiming that this email has already shown that people are confusing the two, but it seems like confusion. This person is trolling, right?
But that's not their only claim that they're making here. Confusion is part of it, but using their trademark is a big part of it.
Among other things, the above journalist email, well, trademark has to be defended on a case where it's in a competitive business, right? Like you have to be infracting or whatever on their particular circle of business.
You mean infringing, right?
It's infringing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. You have to be infringing on their particular circle of business. And I don't know if comic books overlap with International School of
Well, if
Misery.
you're selling merch, if ISOM makes a ton of money, like the original ISOM makes a ton of money selling merch, and now there's another ISOM selling merch with the ISOM name on it, then that's definitely grounds right there. That's in the same realm of business right there.
They're infracting on my rights. I would be curious to know when the decision was made to make a comic book character using the same name. So this is them rereading that. I thank you so much. Oh,
here's where they bring up
their online postings.
Here's where they bring up all the money.
All those times that Sturgis was reading the money makes him complicit in this case against fucking the International School of Misery.
Misery.
I've seen fucking Sturgis read all these stats. He's perpetuating. Sturgis has a big hand in taking down Eric July and the Rippaverse. Good job, Sturgis.
They're about to say they want a cut of this in part 30 right here.
Yeah, according to their online postings and upon information to believe, July and Ripa is now about to complete their marketing campaign for ISOM number 2 on July 31st, 2023, and they have again exceeded their marketing campaign goal for a total of more than $2.2 million in sales. This is shown on their website at Rippaverse, as shown by the screenshot copied here.
Yeah.
July and Ripa's ISOM mark is confusingly similar to Good Shepherd's ISOM mark without attempting to comprehensively list or analyze the factors involved in such an infringement analysis. The marks themselves are identical. Presumably, the marks are pronounced identically. The use of the cross on their hero's belt furthers the likelihood of confusion with Good Shepherd's trademark ISOM. Actual confusion has already occurred. Upon information to believe, July and Ripa commenced use of the trademark ISOM in connection with their books sometime in 2022. Thereafter, July and Ripa has developed, marketed, sold, and continues to sell infringing goods under the ISOM mark, improperly benefiting from the extensive goodwill associated with Good Shepherd's ISOM mark.
And
upon information to believe.
I was just going to say, I've been watching Sturgis' Twitter, and he has not addressed this all day so far. Unless he just did it since we started.
He probably doesn't understand it. Upon information to believe, July and Ripa have posted extensive promotional materials on their own website, rippaverse.com, and on other internet sites and social media. Upon information and belief, July and Ripa's postings are further intentional attempts to mislead, divert, and or confuse the consumer as to the relatedness of the source of the respective parties' goods. The infringing goods compete with the Good Shepherd products sold under the ISOM mark. By way of example, in addition to competing on books and media publications, July and Ripa sell related items such as hats, shirts shown below, and directly compete with Good Shepherds, both bearing the trademark ISOM.
Yeah, so they can make a claim because they sell similar goods with the name ISOM. If this sticks, he just won't be able to use the name ISOM. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's some comparisons.
It'll be interesting if it sticks.
Yeah.
So the more superhero looking one belongs to the International School of Ministry, and the more metalhead looking one belongs to the ISOM comic book. Like
Yeah.
the first one with the white font here looks like, a Superman Daily Bugle.
Daily Planet
thing. It looks like the Daily Planet motherfucking sign almost. It looks like it would be a comic book symbol. The other one looks like some crusty butt metalhead that
downloaded a
had
font.
the last fucking Ministry of Filth. The font download.
Yeah, it just looks
Yeah,
like they downloaded like a weird looking font and typed out ISOM in Photoshop, and that's what they use. Here's the t-shirt sales. Damn, you know what? I gotta get me one of them $26 ISOM.org t-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the successful lawsuit WWF versus World Wildlife Fund versus WWF World Wrestling Federation, and it stuck, and they weren't in the same business.
One of the things they had, though, was a previous agreement they agreed upon earlier, and Vince McMahon had not held to those agreements that they earlier had as the company was changing. So he kind of neglected to follow through with agreements on that one. That gave them the edge. But they really threw the hammer down on them initially and loosened up after some time. But they were also two worldwide recognized companies, like really recognizable. Neither of these are really recognizable. I wonder if they have a claim, a true claim. If I was Eric July, I would change ISOM's name to Good Shepherd. I think that someone in the chat said that, and I think that's brilliant.
Everyone should please like the stream too.
Good Shepherd.
If you haven't already liked the stream, please give the stream a like. We're gonna move a little further into this here.
I'll be real. If you don't like the stream, fuck you. July and Ripa's sale of infringing goods will cause Good Shepherd injury because such use is likely to cause confusion and or mistake by wrongly leading persons to believe that the infringing goods are provided by, sponsored by, endorsed, or by otherwise associated with Good Shepherd. I think they're going to have to show a true loss there. And I think because that original email mentioned the Dick Show, Eric July is going to be able to use that as a defense.
Told us about what a good businessman Eric is. I remember.
Well, we all know what a good businessman Eric is. He's a snake oil salesman. He sold a bunch of snake oil to true believers who want to believe that he's part of a mission they all believe in. They're being milked like every other fucking true believer gets milked. And one day they'll wise up to it or they won't. Doesn't matter. Eric July is going to spend their money frivolously the entire time.
They mentioned several times here they don't actually name the specific amount they're suing for. They basically say that they want it determined in a trial how much they should be awarded. So we'll see.
Mr. Emo Taco says he sold the product and people bought it. No snake oil. He's selling this product based on an ideal. He's telling them he's going to build them the monorail. The monorail they once rode to Disneyland, but now Disneyland wants to fill the monorail with young, free, progressive women and people of color and other things that are too woke for these Comicsgate people.
I want to point out
July is selling them an idea, a new monorail that hasn't been built yet. It is snake oil.
Eric July was claiming that it's copyright infringement to post a couple pages of a comic book on Twitter. So he has no room to talk. Look at number 45. It says, as a direct result of July and Ripa's unlawful activities, Good Shepherd has suffered and will continue to suffer damages in an amount to be determined at trial. So they want a jury trial and they want a judge. If the jury rules in their favor, they want the judge to award damages and whatever else, court costs.
They're saying their conduct has caused and will continue to cause injury to Good Shepherd's goodwill and reputation.
Yeah, they're like, this comic sucks so bad that we don't want our name on it.
Remember when Eric took down the Clipaverse parody? Right? This is, if anything, this is sweet, supreme karmic justice.
It is.
And if Eric July loses everything, awesome. Good. Couldn't happen to a better fucking guy. But I'm just not convinced
how much of Eric
it'll happen yet.
Warehouse will be given to the International School of Ministry.
To
be completely honest,
either way, win or lose, he's still going to have to pay a lawyer, at least up front, and hope he wins.
I wouldn't be surprised if the warehouse caught on fire.
I don't know if he owns the warehouse or if he just rents it. So I don't know about that. So there's a third count, unfair trade practices in violation of California law. And I guess there's something here specific to California law.
July and Ripa has committed unfair and deceptive acts and practices in violation of the California Unfair Practices Act, including the following misconduct: passing off its goods or services as those of Good Shepherd goods and services sold under the ISOM mark. They have to claim that his intent was to copy the ISOM mark, right?
This is the one that I don't necessarily think will stick. The ones that have a better chance of sticking are just selling merch with their trademark name on it. That's probably the best one that they have out of all this. But they're going to... This is how lawsuits work. They go for everything they can. The initial suit and complaint will have...
Gargoyles wasn't the only thing that Eric July ripped off. He should just rename ISOM to the Awakened Liberator.
Yeah, so... they're going to pile it on. Even stuff that is not likely to go through, but they're going to pile on as much as they can.
Monorail, 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 monorail.
Thank you.
Monorail,
Monorail, monorail, monorail, monorail, monorail, monorail, monorail, monorail. They put a prayer, which I think is lame as hell, but whatever, I guess.
Where is this prayer at?
Right here.
Is it down below or?
See where
a prayer. Wherefore, plaintiff Good Shepherd respectfully requests that the court enter judgment against July and Ripper as follows. Award Good Shepherd a judgment on each of its claims in an amount to be determined at trial. Award Good Shepherd a permanent injunction prohibiting July and Ripper and anyone acting in concert with July and Ripper, directly or indirectly, developing, advertising, marketing, or selling any product or service under the ISOM mark in the field of audio and video media and or printed materials, developing advertising.
Are they praying to the
prayer?
Are they praying to the judge? I don't get why they put prayer in there, but yeah.
Here comes the judge. Is prayer a legal term?
Maybe. I really don't understand legalese, but yeah. So they want all these
Nearly
damages.
250 viewers. If one of them donated $2 to Streamlabs, the Sweet Boys would reach their goal immediatity. Make it.
That'd be cool. I know that won't happen, but a lot of you, if you want to help us out, the link's pinned right there in the chat. $5 TTS, it plays out loud and we can't ignore it. So yeah, that's the lawsuit. And now we're going to play Eric's response video that he released like an hour ago, 30 minutes to an hour ago.
Prayer. Mike Libertarian says, yes, prayer is the legal term for what you're asking the court to do.
That's great.
That's
I love that.
I never heard that before.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend to be a legal expert. I think that's funny that that's what it's called, but I'll take your word for it cuz legal shit is so weird. All right.
I often pretend to be a legal expert, so I'm going to hold that one close to heart.
All right, here's Eric July's response to this.
Maybe you've heard of this by now, but this is a thing. Good Shepherd is alleging that we have had unauthorized use of their trademark. Don't worry, I have one of the best legal teams. This is something multi-million-dollar.
This is why I'm saying he's not a millionaire. He has a good legal team. Yeah.
Companies deal with all the time. We'll be handling this. Inevitably, my detractors are going to latch onto this as if it's some gotcha, oh, he slipped up. But now is the time to be serious. Outside of the given context, most of what I'm about to say isn't even aimed at...
If you're going to create a brand, first of all, you might want to trademark it and make sure no one else already had it trademarked for over 20 years. It is a slip up. And by the way, anytime I pause Eric July, he looks like he got hit in the face with something, or it's every pause is unbelievable.
People that filed the lawsuit. The internet is an interesting place. We make fun of each other, and we can do that. We can make our gripes known, and we can dislike others. This is something that every individual is free to do. But I'd like to think that there's a line that shouldn't be crossed when it comes to initiating conflict. At minimum, one should be prepared to deal with those consequences. I certainly am. This has real world implications, and because livelihoods are potentially impacted, I must take this seriously as the owner of this company. What we have right now is a textbook example of gay ops. Not too long ago, there was an accusation of false flagging, and I'm going to show you an example of fair use. Let's set the scene. There's more than likely some reference to me before, but a fat person by the name of Vito really ramped up his public hatred of me at the launch of the Rippaverse last year. Since then, very frequently, this person has made a point to speak negatively about me and this company. Oddly enough, his friend joined in. Once I publicly rejected the opinions that were masked as a review of ISOM #1.
And you're still talking about them, and you're still signal boosting them, and you said their names, so they're on your mind. Went fui, Eric. Went fui.
It's nice to hear them back in the conversation now. All it took was a lawsuit from the International School of Misery.
He ramped up his public down talking. He can word it as if I'm the one tripping at the criticism, but having his opinion be dissected and then be discarded may have hurt his feelings. Since then, I've had several other things, very interesting things that have been levied at me, and we've collected the receipts on those. I can't give you everything, but this is how the internet works. So talking noise isn't a problem. There are drama farmers out there. They need to conjure up things. Some may consider it to be admirable that they have to talk about me to get the most engagement. But what happened out of this is what you'll take exception to. You may be thinking, why would something like this happen now? We are 2 books in and a full year removed from the launch of the Rippaverse. This may have something to do with it. In this lawsuit, they allege July Ripper's accusations have caused actual confusion. An example of that actual confusion is shown in the following highlighted copy of an unsolicited email from a third party in which the sender specifically mentions the identity of the trademark ISOM and the cross on the hero's bill. They then show this email from some guy named Obtuse Gnome that was apparently sent to them. In it, a guy claims that he is a journalist by the name of Roy. He concerned trolls pretending like he is doing a story of our success. After acting as if he loves to see this, he states, I would be curious to know when the decision was made to make a comic book character using the same name as the International School of Ministry. Has Mr. July received any funding to aid him in the creation of superhero ISOM? Info on the choice to have ISOM have an...
I don't think, I'm pretty sure, especially because they took the time to file the suit, I don't think they're going to drop it, even if they do realize this was like a troll pretending to not understand what was going on. I think they see how much money the Eric July has made using the name that they've trademarked, and they're gonna go for it because they're
image of a
and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
On his
well, I think they'll go for it, but whether they'll win or not,
what we
I don't
can
know.
hope to see with continuation of ISOM on his journey to rescue Jasmine from prostitution, and if you could, the amazing choice to offer the buyers the option to donate a copy of ISOM number 2. He then says, I thank you so much extending your trademarked name in such a unique way and the creation of a new superhero. It is apparent that this person knew what they were doing. They were attempting to encourage a baseless lawsuit.
They didn't attempt. It happened. The lawsuit happened. They succeeded.
Well, if it was a baseless lawsuit,
I don't know if it's baseless.
They definitely were trying to bring up that their name was being used here. It could have been a lawsuit. It did become a lawsuit. We'll see if it sticks. We'll see if it doesn't get dropped.
So he took down someone's online store for selling a parody of Rippaverse, Clippaverse. Because he I would assume, maybe he doesn't based on this, owns the trademark Rippaverse. So he would sue someone else or use legal action in some way to take down anyone using something he thought was his. Like if I started making ISOM t-shirts, if I started making ISOM t-shirts and selling them just with the word ISOM on them, he probably would have at least DMCA'd it and got it taken down.
Yeah, he's a piece of trash.
Look again at the beginning and the end of this email. This person claims they were journalists for TDS News and TPBITU. Those obviously stand for the show of the two individuals, the Dick Show and the biggest problem in the universe. So, is there actually
a connection butt in the universe
between the two individuals and this person that sent this email? Well, let's discuss. This person goes by the name Obtuse Gnome in their email. There happened to be a Twitter account under that same exact name that has since been suspended for Lord knows what. This account used to tweet constantly at me and about me, and he only popped up after these two individuals kicked off their hatred of me. Here's an old screenshot from when the account was active.
And oh my God, that other account, Bruce, is one of the dumbest people I've ever encountered on the internet ever. Like
welcome to
They have no time on their hands, or I'm sorry, they have nothing but time on their hands to defend Eric July. You say anything about Eric July, this motherfucker will come and start talking the dumbest shit ever. And it was funny because I had all the time in the world that day, so I just kept responding to him. And he was like, well, I'm done with this. I'm going to go work out now. And I'm like, he's not working out. So I go to his account, and he's still arguing with other people. I'm like, I thought you said you had to go work out. I thought you had to leave and end this to go working out. He's like, well, I can still work out and do this. I'm like, well, you use that as your excuse to get me to leave you alone. They're such idiots.
When the account was active, a new account is
this Bruce guy might have a lot of free time now, but that's going to change when Ripple-Land opens up. He'll be riding the roller coaster all day long.
Under a similar name, profile picture, and what do you know? Look who the first 3 accounts are that this person followed. Surely it's just a coincidence, right?
I mean, no one thought it was a coincidence. He literally put the initials of both of the shows in there. He wasn't trying to hide it.
Paint it as a coincidence. You can try and paint it as a coincidence, but we're all celebrating it as a victory. You dumb shit.
Yeah.
Right? It gets worse. Back in July, we announced that we would be working with comic books for kids.
You'd be working with them as in making people buy them from you so you can donate them. I don't understand the donate where like there's a purchase required for the donation, but that's what he's doing. Yeah, and I do understand what Riley meant, that he's wearing like sleeves this time, because he's usually wearing a tank top and you can see his furry shoulders.
Organization that has tasked itself with...
He's really hairy, almost like Wolverine. They should race swap Wolverine and have Eric July play him. Would that be... Would he be okay
July
with that?
Brillo man with his Brillo pad fucking arm hair.
With getting comics to kids in need.
Why not just send them the comics then?
These two attempted to delegitimize our efforts and made some very bold accusations that we have receipts on. In this tweet right here, Vito claims we asked the charity if they need more comics. In that tweet, he shows an email from Mark, who is the owner of Comic Books for Kids. Sharing this may have been a critical error because we were able to obtain the entire email chain. In the original email, you see that Vito tried to block out the name. The original contact is from the same email from a guy by the same name. Yet again, concern trolling, this time acting as if he is so concerned about...
Oh my God, someone in the chat said that Eric July reminds him of Moss Man from Masters of the Universe. And when I was a kid, I had the Moss Man action figure. And this is what Moss Man looks like.
Can somebody Photoshop Eric July's favorite jersey over Mossman?
Oh my God. Holy shit. Okay.
It was the gay ops.
It was the gay ops that did that.
Comic Books for Kids being scammed. Here's the original email. Without the name being blacked out, you see Mark refers to him as Roy. Again, what we have here is Vito himself using the term we, which would suggest he's included with this specific contact. Never mind if this could be interference, just how involved are they in this? Well, here they are on the show referring to contacting Comic Books for Kids.
So we contacted that charity. So this is the final email that I got.
So we have a tweet where he uses this email, seemingly pointing to an example of we being in contact with the charity. And on video, it looks as if he does something similar. Remember, this is all a concern troll, and one can question if they care about this charity at all. They did down talk them as well.
Comic books
Is there
for
enough
kids.
backstory for Comic Books for Kids?
Okay.
Yeah. And at first I thought maybe I shouldn't talk about this because I don't want to fuck up that guy's deal. The comic book charity guys.
Sure.
Yeah, but then I thought, fuck it.
This is a bad charity, first of all.
And this is why I said, well, I probably shouldn't say this kind of stuff because it'll fuck up this guy's deal. But again,
it's already happened.
Fuck it.
Perhaps screaming false flagger turns a lie into truth or something, or makes one feel justified in their questionable behavior. If you think that this was in response to those nonsensical allegations against me in early August, well, look at the timestamp. The claims that were in reference to the charity were made a full month before that. These claims could have been an attempt to get myself or the company in trouble with the state, and I didn't initiate that. What does false flagger even mean in this context?
What does it mean? It's when you flag something that you don't actually have the right to do. You're doing it as a form of censorship. That's what it is. That's what it means.
Here we see one of them saying, I am on a false flagging spree because this account that was suspended, but the suspended account doxed one of our warehouse addresses and a personal home address. Apparently that is false flagging. Could it be that someone is working overtime to attempt to ruin my life?
Is it doxing to say where a warehouse is? Nobody lives there, unless Eric July actually lives there.
It's doxing, I think, if you are putting out information that's not publicly available, and also the intent behind the information comes into play.
There's forms of doxing where the information is publicly available, but you probably shouldn't post it everywhere. There's websites out there that post people's addresses and stuff like that.
Yeah, but if the address is put up publicly to do business at the warehouse, to do business at the residence, if the residence is a home business, and it's out there publicly for business, it's okay to put this information out there if it's business related and it's been used as business.
Yeah.
So you have to wonder exactly what these addresses were used for, where he can consider them doxing and not just people wanting to contact the businesses they may be attached
even if
to.
they were like, I hate Eric July, here's the address to his warehouse, I don't consider that doxing. If there's a threat attached to it, then I'm like, well, that's concerning. But if they're just like, this is where Eric July's shitty warehouse is, look it up on Google Maps, whatever, I don't think that's doxing.
And what I've built.
If they were like, here's Eric July's home address, send pizzas to his house, I'd be like, oh, well, he's got a point there.
I mean, this was said in that video.
I'm an asshole for fun. I like it. If I can say I'm doing it for kids, it's just a socially acceptable way for me to act like a psychopath.
Yeah.
See? So this is a big opportunity for me to be cruel to people.
Yes, the drama surrounding the Rippaverse is so much more interesting than what goes on in the comics. So much more. It's unbelievable.
This is also, it's really important that
it's called motivation.
How expensive this is going to be, that's the golden question. So now the rules for the playing field have been set, and I'm the responding agency. Parties have shown that they have no problem either using the state against us themselves or running op campaigns to maybe push someone else to do it for them. This impacts not only myself, but the dozens of other employees and contractors that work for our company. Now, we sniffed this out a long time ago, but if we didn't, the ramifications could be very serious. We're talking things that destroy livelihoods and imprison people. Now, of course, there are some people hoping like hell that something like that would happen to myself as they start from hating me and then work backwards. But this is a step above just simple internet trolling or jokes. No longer am I playing around. Again, receipts have been collected, so deleting your posts, videos, and such won't do you any good.
Okay.
Just understand that we will be acting accordingly. It's what you wanted after all. We don't need to run a crowdfunding campaign quite yet. You know where to find us.
I knew it. I knew he was going to do this. That's all he, by the way, pause game once again. I knew he was going to do this. I knew he was going to run a crowdfunding campaign to fund his defense from this lawsuit.
And how to support us. We know you will keep rocking with me.
So what he's probably trying to do is explain this to the people making the claim and trying to get them to drop the suit. But if that doesn't happen, he's going to crowdfund. What he probably should do is just settle. He should crowdfund a settlement that he'll agree to, because this can go on in court for a very long time, and he's going to be paying the whole time it's going on. And if he loses, his attorney's fees are not going to get reimbursed. So he should probably just try to come up with, like, pay them a little bit to shut them up and make them go away, and then it's done. That's probably what he should
Less
do.
Eric July and more Billy Plaza.
And the people that depend on what it is that we've built. Until then, about this specific thing, I'll be moving in silence. we ain't going anywhere.
You don't have to
Moving
go
in
anywhere. You
silence.
probably just can't. Like you're not. If they get the injunction, the judge can award the injunction before the verdict in the trial. So the judge can be like, all right, while this trial's going on, don't sell anything with the name ISOM on it. And that means all of those books that have not been shipped out are going to have to be held in the where. It's actually kind of good he has the warehouse now, because the books will have to stay there, and he's going to have to issue refunds to all the people he can't send books to, or he's going to have to reprint the books without the name ISOM on them, one or the other.
Eric July moving in silence like lasagna.
Lasagna. So, here's this other thing. The ISOM fan that licks the book. Let's check this out.
It's because I decided I'm going to give this a chance with my own goddamn money. And it looks real. It feels real. It smells real. It tastes real. So if it walk like a goddamn duck, talk like a duck, flap like a duck, it's a fucking duck. Here's the entire point of this video. To you losers, to you failures, to you people that are too lazy to start improving, you are not going to get anywhere bitching and moaning.
Okay, so he's just mini Eric, right? That's what he is.
I mean, I just want to point out what he's about to say. You're not going to get anywhere bitching and moaning about somebody else's product. Wait a second. All these people are coming from Comicsgate.
Right.
Isn't that people who got somewhere by bitching and moaning?
Exactly.
They collectively bitch and moaned and started their little fucking counterculture corner.
And they bitch and moan when they're criticized.
You guys, you guys weren't just merely bitching and moaning. You were birthed from the bitching and moaning.
Yes.
You're bitch ass moany babies. You're bitch moany babies.
Somebody else's success. I'm sorry. And I know, oh, you're being mean to me. You should be more respectful.
Has anybody from this side been like, you're being mean to me? I thought we were kind of the bullies in most of this.
A fan photoshopped the new Moss Man. So now we have it. We have the new and improved Rip-A-Verse Moss Man.
That beard doesn't look as smooth as the rest of the moss.
Yeah. Yeah. I see Riley coming up from behind. He's going to shave him.
Is that Randy Moss?
Randy Moss. Randy Moss was good. A lot of people, not many of our listeners are sports fans, and he was around like 15 years ago, but I remember Randy Moss. I remember.
He wasn't a great dog owner, right?
Oh, no, you're thinking of somebody else. That was, oh, God, what's his name? That was not Randy Moss. It was a different guy. He was a quarterback. I can't remember his name right now. I used to remember it.
Michael Vick.
Michael Vick. Yeah, that's who that is.
Oops.
Yeah. You know what, though? He went to prison and did his time and then came back and tried to play. He just wasn't as good after prison. So
I'm sorry I put that evil on you, Randy Moss.
Yeah. Randy Moss didn't do it. Randy Moss was a crazy, outspoken guy, but he didn't commit crimes or abuse animals, as far as I know. All right.
I think it's because he got mentioned in the Outkast song that I, for some reason, put him into that Atlanta scene where the dog fighting was.
Yeah, I don't think so. So next up, a Rip-A-Verse fan that is so mad at us. We call him Kendall. He has a really bad haircut, and he speaks with no periods. Everything he said, this whole video we're about to play, is just one long run-on sentence. Here he is.
Holler if you hear me, and we've got a special little video right here because you heard me saying my piece about the Drunken Peasants when they decided to go through a lottery of people more interesting than them and decided to mock them for the crime of supporting a successful, independent black business owner like Mr. Eric July.
I like how it matters so much to them that he's black. I've actually gotten some weird I've gotten some weird DMs on some of the DP social media being like, what? DP is racist now? What happened to you guys? You don't support a black business owner? It's like, no, it would be racist if we if we didn't actually like his shit and we supported him just because he was black. That would be more racist. It's not racist at all to be like, this shit sucks and I'm not going to pretend like it's good just because he happens to be black.
I'm just glad the hot potato of identity politics has been passed back off to these fucking guys.
Yeah.
I was hating how much we had to hold it being severe lefties.
Somebody who they especially do not like and don't like anybody in his orbit, even if Eric July does not know that I or any of these other fans really exist.
He knows you exist because he cashes the checks. He knows he doesn't care about you personally, but he knows you exist for sure. But actually, from what I've heard, Kendall here has openly admitted that he's never read ISOM, but he still promotes it, which is kind of funny because when we talk about how it sucks, we get accused of not reading it, even though we have.
He's a comics gate hanger-oner.
Yeah.
How dare he get away with being successful and not having the prescribed politics that people like them dictate black men are supposed to have. So, of course, now that means that because I'm the one who stood up, got right back on up, and smacked them around verbally, and keep on doing it, and have kept on doing it, well, of course, that means that now they're the kind of people, they're the kind of attitude of, how dare I, who thinks that being unpopular and bullied in high school justifies me being an internet bully on over and over and over again, because if I actually tried to bully people like that in real life, I would get smacked around and wedgied once again, because these are the kind of guys who got born with a wedgie.
Yeah, so there's a lot of projection here. The thumbnail had me and you, and it said virgin, and then it had a picture of him that said Chad, and he's like, oh, we got nothing but wedgies in high school. I believe this is all projection. It's so weird that he takes his own insecurities and projects them onto us, and he's like, that's why these guys suck. But look at him. He still lives at home with his dad.
It's all baseless speculation whether or not it's projection, right? It's wrong either way. Like, you and I are very handsome, sweet boys. We'll lose our virginity once we finally get out of our parents' house. It's not a big deal.
He objectively lives at his parents' house. And his dad leaves to go get laid and leaves him at home to watch the house.
His dad moderates his chat for him and is fucking big time white knight. Your dad's a white knight for your bullshit 8-person fucking YouTube channel, you goofball loser.
It's fun. And his dad gets so mad. It was like, in my day, we'd settle this in the streets. He was getting so mad because we were trolling the chat.
In my day, I'd come slap your fucking face in church, you goofball. Nobody gives a fuck about your day, you old fart. Go fuck your fucking coyote, ugly, bimbo fucking soccer moms, you fucking loser with your half fucking idiot kid who draws big booby, small-headed fucking loser.
They're not even soccer mom level.
You know what? I don't care what level they are. If he's fucking them, they're fucking swamp beasts.
No, they're like,
you talk shit to me, motherfucker. I'll have a heart attack. I'll have a heart attack defending my honor, you little prick. You're not shit to me, you garbage human who pumped out a fucking slow-wit fucking imbecile child. You want to fucking talk shit to me, punk dad? I'm daddy now. I'm gonna fuck you in front of your son, you fucking bitch. Step to me, motherfucker. It's your day today in the streets, you little fucking bitch. I don't give a fuck about you or your fucking day. This been my day. Tomorrow will be my day. Yesterday was too. My dad would have kicked your ass, and he's dead, so it's my duty to shut your fucking mouth up, you fucking prick. Don't talk about your fucking day. Today is my day, you fucking punk. Fuck you. Go mod your fucking bitch son's chat, you fucking loser.
I think it's more about.
Fuck you.
I think he meets them at VFW halls.
And what happens to bullies like that when the bully gets hit back? They can't take it. So even though they're the kind of guys who all it takes to make them cry for their
shut
mama.
Up, prick. I'm gonna tell your dad to put his fucking money where his mouth is. Fuck you. Come with him, because once I wipe your fucking dad up with the concrete beneath my feet, I'm gonna lay you out like a fucking carpet and hat dance on your punk ass. Fuck you. you, bitch. Holler if you hear me. Clearly, you have a hearing problem. Fuck you.
Besides crying for their mama to get them meatloaf again and again and again, is to come over to my home and try to stir something up, to try to go and clap back, even though a nice little backhand boop to the nose and boop.
Did you see his backhand? The limp-wristed backhand.
I wouldn't let you jerk me off with that weak wrist, pussy.
Beep, beep, boop, you could say.
Come get some, motherfucker. You talk a lot, but you do nothing. Do nothing, motherfuckers will get squashed. It's in my blood. It's been happening today, tomorrow, forever. I don't care about your day for your fucking papa. Today's the day, and it always will be. Come fucking dance, motherfucker.
Got some Gina Carano lessons going on over here in my home, so no wonder they're the kind of people who think that they have to go and pretend that somehow Bean Burrito White is going to be some kind of great addition to the Disney canon, because they actually believe that in defending the likes of her, that somehow that makes them moral. No, that just makes you a complete simp. You have the morality of a viper, you have the charisma of a number 2 pencil, you both have the
I don't
intellect
believe in God, and he would pick my fucking side in a fight. Fuck you. Fuck you. Your God likes me better than you, and I don't give him any fucking acknowledgement. Fuck you, pussy.
Used tampon that was once found in a garbage can when I was looking for something I accidentally threw down.
I think you were looking for the used tampon, honestly. Otherwise, you wouldn't have mentioned it.
You might want to suck the nutrients out of that tampon, because you're going to need all the extra blood you can get when I'm done with you. I'm going to paint the fucking floor red. I'm going to ink your fucking comics all red. Fresh blood, you little bitch, and your punk ass dad.
There.
And
because
your punk ass
even
bitch
the
made
most
dad.
revolting piece of garbage is still a more pleasant and useful contributor to society than the likes of you two. You look like the kind of men where, my lord, I would look at the two of you and think, I didn't know that the very concept of hemorrhoids could come to life, grow their hair out to look like a deadhead, and wind up being the kind of people who
we get it. You have a fucking comic book kid imagination who thinks hemorrhoids can grow into human beings. Congratulations for your fairy tale fucking mind. I want you to one more time Google young Billy the Fridge on the internet. Go watch any of my fucking videos. See me towering over the people around me, okay? I am the physical embodiment of you're lucky I'm a good guy, all right? Because if I wasn't, I would hurt people. I've hurt people on accident, okay? Accidents happen. Keep bumping your fucking gums, and you and your dad are going to come very short on this bitch-made bloodline. Join up or shut up, you fucking bitch.
Who's covered in tattoos with personality traits, or
he says I confuse arms covered with tattoos for personality traits. Like what?
With toughness. That's why it's funny to see the two of them look like the kind of guys who always want to go and rag on.
Don't forget. After you turn them into street smoothies, hug them tenderly, shed a tear, and say I forgive you. Do it only to hurt their hearts.
I'm dad now. I have to do that. You're gonna get the fucking daddy treatment. You're gonna get the daddies. You're gonna suck your fucking thumb and thank me when I'm done with you. You and your punk ass papa.
Supporters of anybody that's against their politics and call them losers or idiots or fake tough and all that, when clearly just from how they actually continue to go and belittle my haircut or belittle how I dress myself while they're
I dress myself.
Are the guys
That's my favorite Ralph Wiggum line.
Perpetually dressed in the Big Bang Theory staff writer level graphic tees with that aforementioned deadhead haircut, and also with the earrings that look like one big hoop, which is just something else for their stepfathers to grab at and drag them out of their
I don't have a stepfather. My parents are still married. Thank you very much.
Bedrooms when they're pissed off at them for not taking out the garbage like they said they would. Yeah, no wonder these are the kind of guys who live for projection, live for self-delusion, live for a complete lack of self-reflection. Because if they had
we live in the self-delusion.
One single ability to go and take any kind of criticism, any kind of clapback on the nose, and maybe see it as a sign for self-improvement, maybe then they wouldn't have people in their own fans, people on their own streams, super chatting them, or just simply telling them, these guys, the two of you, you got bested by little old me.
He thinks that troll, that what were they called, gladiator, that goes back and riles him up, is one of our fans that actually thinks that we got bested by him. He's that tone
gladiator.
deaf.
Gladiator is a king, a real fighter. I'll fight the Gladiator after I'm done with fucking this little punk and his punk ass dad. Because the Gladiator's a real fight. You and your punk ass dad aren't shit but bitch made fucking suckers. That's a fact.
Everyone, please like the stream if you haven't already liked the stream and help us. Let's start a tip train. Keep this tip train rolling. I'd like to get to 50% before the end of this episode. So please do that.
And when we finally come down to throw down and fight, I want you to bring a pile of your stupid fucking drawings. And when I beat you and your dad up, I want to piss all over those drawings.
Wow.
Okay, your
How
dumbass
can Billy
drawings.
and Ben come back from this verbal bashing? Kendall wins again.
No! Even our own fans think he's better than us. Darn it! I'm going to go get this haircut later so I can look cool like Kendall.
Smacked down. I layeth the smacketh down on you again and again and again. And why is that? Oh, wait, yes. Because you don't have an artistic bone in your body.
He was trash talking wrestling, by the way, and I hear him use wrestling terminology all the time.
So I could finger paint
He's
with
obviously influenced by it.
fecal matter and menstrual blood and do it
the second time he's bringing up menstruation,
specifically in the style of a kindergartner with one hand and the other hand is perpetually sticking paste up into the ear of his teacher, and would still be better at drawing or painting or whatever than all of you. And that's not a good sign.
You ain't gotta tell us about your artistic skills. You can Google me and see thousands of people congratulating me for my fucking skills as an artist, you pussy. It's all over the internet. I'm fucking Young Bill Fridge, Billy the Fridge, videos, millions of views, you fucking pussy. Don't tell me you can fucking finger paint better than I do what I do. There's thousands of people that will tell you I do what I do well. You're over here telling us you can finger paint fucking period poo. Fuck you. You're garbage. You're nothing.
At your own legion are now starting to defect and break ranks and say, well, I actually do like this thing he did. That ain't good, because people like you depend on uniformity of thought. You think that anybody that goes against your word has to be some kind of evil bigot that lives to hunt down those who disagree with them, and that anybody who's a fan of theirs has to be some equally evil bigot that marches to the orders of their commanders. Well, Slick, if you're the kind of guys who are taking one good look at me and what I had to say, and you're incessantly sending one or two or more jackasses out to try to get on my case, even though you wound up picking the wrong channel, because I've got mods and I've got subs who happen to also be tied.
Your dad mods for you, you goofball. Your 8-person
Young
chat.
Bill, how
One of
does
them
the
is
low
your
sodium
moderator
diet
dad.
work with donuts and desserts? Also, when are Hannibal and Monty coming back on the show?
I'm working on it. I'm working on getting them back on. What he's about to do here is, a lot of these guys do this. He's about to take credit for the success of some of a more successful content creator. He's going to name drop that umbrella guy and somehow make it seem like he's better than us because that umbrella guy does good. I don't know.
Because I've got mods and I've got subs who happen to also be tied in with that umbrella guy, so they are practically trained killers when it comes to dealing with mentally unstable lunatics trying to dox and trying to lie about somebody, even though all the truth's held self-evident by simply looking at that shadow means that, oh yes, this gaslighting is...
You didn't tell me he had mods who were basically trained killers.
I had no idea.
Why didn't you tell me that
sorry,
before I
Kendall.
made all these attacks on him and his punk ass father?
Don't get me
I didn't
killed,
realize I
Kendall.
have trained killers coming after me.
No, spare us.
Is completely wrong, and the more I look at your ass, the more you are guilty of everything you're accusing this channel of, whether it be that...
It's like all a mod can do is time people out and ban them. You don't need to be trained, really, to know how to do that.
Not if they're trained killers.
Oh.
Not if they're trained killers, Ben.
Oh.
Trained killers can do more than ban.
Umbrella guy, or whether it be me. Probably that's why, with all of your talk and how long you've been around on YouTube, you haven't been relevant in about 5 years, which is a 5...
It's always completely not relevant people that bring up the question of relevancy. I only ever hear it come from these kind of people where their dad is modding their chat and they have like 8 live viewers. And then they talk about how we're not relevant. And then they bring up someone else that is popular and almost like hijacks their popularity as if it's theirs. It's a mental illness.
years that umbrella guy has kept on going and going and going. And that's probably why him streaming himself driving from one store to another on Black Friday morning got more of an audience than any of the likes of you. I also can't help but notice that the more and more people you send after me, it probably happens to be the same 3 people who just have an awful lot of fake accounts.
No, there's a lot of people where you're like our new favorite lolcow, and you can believe that it's 3 people with sock accounts, but I assure you it's not. It's quite a few that are fascinated by you.
Awful lot of burner phones and an awful lot of shell companies that they can go and work with. And we know that certain people in the political world you don't like, you incessantly reiterate all the garbage MSNBC talking points about how this is some evil company. They've got this criminal who talks to these phones. They have these secret recordings here and there. And yet none of that can be proven. But then the more we look into the likes of you people, the more we see, oh, wait. You're the ones that have the goddamn fakery. You're the ones that have maybe 10 actual fans, and they have an awful lot of artificial accounts.
We have no fans. I am here personally typing every message in the chat right now. I have to keep switching sock accounts and typing. You people, I just typed that for Peter Banner. None of these people are real. I actually donate money to myself on Patreon too, to make it look like my Patreon is bigger than it actually is. There, you've heard it.
That they will go and subscribe for you to convince yourself that you have a good subscriber number, even though with all that he did, with his mental instability, with his complete failure to live up to his obligations of making a movie, with outright defrauding his own audience at $5,000 a month through Patreon, until they eventually figured out and went down. Spoonie, of all people, still...
Yeah, he's bringing up Spoonie so randomly.
Has a higher sub count than you do.
Okay. Yes, there are many people that have a higher sub count than we do, but our sub count is insanely larger than yours, so I don't know why you're bringing it up. I can bring up all kinds of people that have higher sub counts than people you like. It's not a good point. It doesn't make a point.
And here's a guy who all we hear from him now is occasionally he'll go and live stream some game he wants to do here or there just because, and yet still people actually liked him and respected him because he may have the same politics as you, he may have the same mental instability as you, but he had a couple itty-bitty things in him that led to him growing an audience. And I don't just mean balls, because he could probably have Raisinets and a crunchy Cheeto between his legs and would still be more well-endowed than the two of you put together. But I'm pretty sure also that means that he had things like talent and interesting information about what he is and what it was that he was talking about. This was probably why he's the kind of guy who developed an interest in the Ultima franchise all his life, built that interest towards his games, and then went out of his way to go and make the games grow and grow and grow and succeed, and then wound up getting to speak right there to the creator of those games himself.
Is this guy's channel's name Autism is Unstoppable?
It should be.
He just does not stop.
Yeah, he keeps going. And it's funny because he acts like we're the cowards, but he immediately blocks anybody that says something he doesn't like. He won't even engage directly at all. It's a common thing among these Ripperverse fans, like Sturgis.
And his pussy-ass dad. They all share that quality. They're pussy little fucking coward baby bitch.
I wonder if Poop Donkey is actually just Sturgis' dad.
Well, the best you do is try to go and do the debate me bro tactics, making you no better than Ethan Klein or a Sam Cedar, although at least...
Okay. Ethan Klein, Sam Cedar, both very successful.
Sam Cedar has that.
He's just an autistic name dropper. That's why he keeps naming these people. It's like in his fucking theater of thought. He can't break free of his theater of thought. He can't think of how anything in his mind isn't connected to the world around him. He doesn't see the social disconnect of what he sees versus what the rest of the world sees. He has unfortunate lack of awareness.
It's like this dimensional merge, like where Chris Chan thought all the fictional characters were coming to life. Is it like that?
It's not as insane, but it is as unaware.
Yeah.
Money to go and back all of those artificial subscribers he has, even though he does multiple videos a day and still can barely conjure up maybe 20k views in a single day, while a guy like
you don't even get 300. You don't get to talk shit about how many views anybody gets. You would kill to get 20,000 views in a day.
say the Razor, the guy that you invited on in one of your little debate meetings.
Oh, now he's bringing up Razor Fist here.
Bro streams, and he verbally fucked you up repeatedly. And
no, till this day, if anybody goes to Razor Fist on Twitter and mentions the Kyle Kalinske debate, he will block you on Twitter because he doesn't like that
Like
being
a
brought
coward.
up. Because it's general consensus that he did not do very well. I don't agree with any Razor Fist politics. I think he's good at playing a character. It's like an edgy, like hard rock metal version of Dennis Miller. He does it well. I mean, like, he is kind of an entertaining guy. I won't shit on him like that. But you don't get to take credit for Razor Fist either. You're not Razor Fist.
Repeatedly. And guess what? He has about a fraction of those subs, although he still has about 3 times what you do. And still he's got videos with more interaction, even if his fans disagree with him about a point, than the likes that you will ever have. I mean, it must really, really, really eat away at your soul that a guy like your boy Zach, a dude who made his name off of disagreeing with everything,
even know who that is.
Like you, pretend is important and cool about the modern comic book industry. You know, a guy who was a veteran of multiple branches of the military and was able to start the whole trend and open the floodgates of crowdfunding comic books that do not cater to what Mark Waid has to say on Twitter. And guess what? Even with him breaking ranks from EVS, he still gets that money in, still has a higher sub count than you, and still gets more engagement than the likes of both of you. I don't even...
Okay, yeah. Whoever you're talking trash to, at any given time, you can point to somebody who gets more views and more engagement than them. That's not an own. You're not owning us.
Remember
here.
what your names are. I still think that it ought to be some kind of lawsuit from William Perry because one of you idiots stole his nickname.
Because Oprah's more successful than you?
Damn it! I'm so mad about Oprah. Ben? I should be living on what's the island she lives on? San Juan Island. Damn it!
When I'm pretty sure the reason why you call yourself the Fridge is because that is what you spend the most of your day in front of when you're not streaming or lying about people better looking than you. I don't even know, maybe those could probably be some handles of yours. Your half-assed attempts to dox me aren't going to work. And also, I wonder what your...
By the way, he puts his home address in his, store. So no one doxed him. It's on his website.
Real names are. Are they Neil and Bob, or is that just what the two of you do to each other whenever you're off camera? I wonder, and I bet I'm not the only person who's ever wondered that, but should really...
I've never sucked your penis, and you've never sucked mine.
How did we manage?
He was wrong.
How did we manage to not do that?
Not be surprised about their continued sociopathic persistence, because guess what? What happens when pathetic peasants...
I hear his dad talking to them. His dad's always, giving him, things to say, and you can hear him, like...
think that they can go up against the Duke.
I'm so proud of you.
Tell them they're a bunch of pussies.
Whether it's the Duke John Wayne, the kind of idiot they lie about being a draft dodger when...
I don't think we've ever really talked about John Wayne to any extent.
There's actual historical record out there that proves that everything they say about John Wayne is a lie, but then again, these are the two kind of idiots who live a lie, and that's not my opinion. I know I'm right. So thank you for watching. Sub if you're new. Check if there's still subs you're returning.
I know I'm right.
And don't forget to become a member today with the first link or shop my art store with the second link. And remember that
I like how one of these Eric July dickheads will say, that's just like your opinion, bud, when you state clear-cut facts. And the other one says, I don't have to prove what I'm saying. It's not my opinion. I know I'm right. These guys love to use the fucking opinion.
Yep.
To give them their little edge in their edgeless little world.
He's streaming right now. This is Art Uncensored, where he censors everyone in the chat.
Cute.
Yeah.
He is called Bill Fridge because he's snacking on your girl.
Remember that song? Well, that's not really a song if the only lyrics
I don't even need your girl. Honestly, most of these fucking losers, I probably wouldn't want to touch their girl. I'm far beyond them.
And that song went and just took it and
let's just poke at him just for just a second.
Put a dance beat over that
All right, I'm supporting independent creators. I'm supporting small creators right now by linking
because at least Rockefeller
his stream.
Or, praise you, a weapon of choice for actual songs with real original.
I wonder if he has Kendall blocked from his chat.
Something people mostly remember.
Luke has his own channel. He doesn't need to steal Razor's identity.
Because my introduction to Christopher Walken was
his name's Kendall. By the way, his name's Kendall.
Not so long afterwards, I saw the video for Weapon of Choice, and I'm like, "Hey, it's the mouse hunt guy. What's he doing?"
Everyone's like, "I'm already banned." Yeah, he bans he'll like preemptively ban people.
There's even a bit at the end
I
of the video
hope
where
Kendall doesn't search up what Razor Fist did to that 15-year-old while he was in his 30s.
Oops. Tee-hee. Damn.
Everybody's banned. Oh, look, there's one person.
Weapon of choice.
There's one person. What up, Kendall?
Weapon of choice.
Holla.
You guys better be careful in there. His mods are trained killers.
And I was here. Since you are armed, exercise your Second Amendment right with the weapon of choice to say,
Kendall,
who is more useful? Those wastes of life.
Scoot Simp is in there. Can you draw a tiger wrestler? Glanderson Booper.
Someone should hire him to draw Scott.
And let's see, we've got some more idiots out there. People who think some tired old internet meme is going to go and be funny. Don't forget one more little nitwit and asshole out there that I will go and take care of myself there. Mr. Anthony J., who thinks he's so clever, so important, so special. Yes. Someone says, I'm here to say the necromancer sees you. You're about as dangerous a wizard as Black Wolf the Dragon Master. Oh, wait, Brett Pepper, no. Brett Pepper, don't delete that message there, General Target.
I see Egghead on his Crazy Paint account.
He's cool.
He says, is that Yoda? Oh, you got. Look, everybody's getting banned. I thought this was Art Uncensored.
Let me see there.
I thought this was Art Uncensored.
So yeah, remember about that. So
oh, you can hear
Bleach
him.
Killer.
You hear his dad talking in the background?
It's not working. Well then, Bleach Killer, here's the link to my store, and you can drop that there if you want to. Brett Pepper, what do you think of the ISOM lawsuit? I honestly do not know that much about the ISOM lawsuit, so I'm going to have to go and really look more into that myself.
He's not going to.
There's details there where what I do think, what I know from a glance about the ISOM lawsuit, it looks like another example of somebody gets big with like an individual idea, and then other people come around and start making crap up and try to take them to court to get a portion of that.
Yeah, no, that's not what happened. Everyone say hi to Kendall's dad too.
That's the one where
tell Kendall that your dad can beat up his dad.
Let's see. Actually, no, wait.
Former president of
he's
the
cool.
United States of America, Donald Trump's got a mugshot.
Yes.
Don't worry about that.
We are going to check that out. And we're also going to check out some of the fake ones that were out there that were pretty interesting. Here we go.
He called me sir and got me so human angry.
People are discriminating against wolves. Wow.
They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
And you better well learn to love it.
This Trump guy keeps having a ton of presidential firsts.
Before we we're going to go through it in chronological order. First thing I want to do is play a couple highlights from the debate that happened last night. Because obviously Trump wasn't at it, so people had their chance to shine.
Welcome to the first debate of the 2024 presidential campaign, live at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee.
This decline is not inevitable. It's a choice. We need to send Joe Biden back to his basement and reverse America.
Where'd this Joe Biden lives in a basement thing? I mean, if Joe Biden's been in the federal government for a very long time, he's sitting on a ton of cash. He's not living in a basement. That's for sure.
in decline.
Joe Biden has weakened this country at home and abroad. Now is not the time for on-the-job training. We don't need to bring in a rookie. We don't need to bring
Ramaswamy's like in his late 30s. If he won, he'd be the youngest president ever. You know what? He did really well in some parts, and then I wasn't aware of his rhetoric. He has like disgusting rhetoric. It's really bad. He's really disgusting.
I heard him say there were only two genders.
He talked about how climate change was fake. He talked about all kinds of stuff. I don't think he stands a chance though, because he's not a Christian. He's a Hindu, and as much as people like his rhetoric, especially Republicans, I don't think that they would elect a non-Christian. Even as vice president.
I think Christians might support a bigot, even if he's not a Christian.
I don't think so. I think that's their main thing.
people without experience. We need to bring
Let us be honest as Republicans. I'm the only person on the stage who isn't bought and paid for, so I can say this. The climate change agenda is a hoax. The climate change agenda is a hoax. And we have to declare independence for it.
I've had enough already tonight of a guy who sounds like ChatGPT standing up here. And
that was a good burn right there, because he does kind of sound like ChatGPT.
I wouldn't be surprised if Christie was the Republican choice.
The anti-Trumper Republican choice, yes, for sure.
Well, I mean, I don't know if Trump's going to make it as a Republican. He's not even here, right? Like, he might have to go independent. They might not accept him because of all of his turmoil.
I don't know.
And you look at your guy Chris Christie. He is a middle of the road Republican. You know, he ran that fucking blue state, Jay-Z.
He's pulling at the bottom right now, but there's a lot of time.
But he's a thick boy.
In one of these
he's
debates,
got a big bottom, Ben.
Yeah.
Stood in the middle of the stage and said, "What's a skinny guy with an odd last name doing up here?" Was Barack Obama, and I'm afraid we're dealing with the same type of amateur standing on stage tonight.
Yeah, calling him Obama is a hard hit too.
Got an Obama dig out of that.
Unapologetically pro-life, not because the Republican Party tells me to be, but because my husband was adopted and I had trouble having both of my children, so I'm surrounded by blessings. When it comes to a federal ban, let's be honest with the American people and say it will take 60 Senate votes. It will take a majority of the House. So in order to do that, let's find consensus.
To be honest with you, Nikki, you're my friend. But
I am pro-life. Unapologetically pro-life, because my husband was adopted, and if not for adoptions, I would not be married. I'd be alone because I'm a miserable fucking cunt.
Consensus is the opposite of leadership. When the Supreme Court returned this question to the American people, they didn't just send it to the states only. It's not a states only issue. It's a moral issue.
Yeah, so President Mike Pence would advocate for a federal abortion ban. Just so you know, he's an evil, evil man.
Don't make women feel like they have to decide on this issue when you know we don't have 60 Senate votes in the House.
70% of the American people support legislation
but
to ban
70%
abortion
of the
after
Senate
a baby is
does
capable
not.
of experiencing pain.
How do you know when it's capable of experiencing pain?
If former President Trump is convicted in a court of law, would you still support him as your party's choice? Please raise your hand if you would.
Whether or not you believe that the criminal charges are right or wrong.
Yeah, it was crazy how all of them, except for two of them, said that they would pardon Trump if they get elected. Now, in a way, that's kind of a smart move, because then they give people who don't want Trump to go to prison can still vote for someone else other than Trump. Like, it's like, oh, you know, I don't want Trump to be president again, but I don't want him to go to prison. So now they know if they vote for most of those people, only Christie and the guy next to him said that they wouldn't pardon Trump. All of the other ones were basically like, yeah, we'll pardon him.
The conduct.
Did you see Ron DeSantis' hand go up really late when the hands were going up?
Yes.
Ron DeSantis went very late. He was like, fuck. Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
The office of President of the United States.
I chose the Constitution, and I always will. I had no
Vice
right to
President Pence.
overturn the election, and Kamala Harris will have no right to overturn the election when we beat them in 2024.
Thank you, Vice President Pence.
So yeah, they went at each other, and it was kind of good that Trump
Thanks for
wasn't
watching
there
our
because he would have just stole the show mostly. And it was interesting to hear some of these other guys go at each other directly.
Rosera says pardons for crimes like what Trump committed shouldn't be pardonable. That's a failure in our society. Our society consistently fails many people inside of it, and it benefits people like Trump all the time.
Pretty much any crime can be pardoned by the president. Here's a little bit of the Donald Trump Tucker Carlson interview that ran head to head with the debates.
All right, guys. Now I know this is very, very different, but I think it's honestly insanely interesting.
Winning.
Here we go.
But I just felt it would be more appropriate not to do the debate. I don't think it's right to do it. If you're leading by 50, 60, I have one problem leading by 70 points, and I'm saying, why am I doing it? And I'm going to have 8 people, 10 people, whoever made the debate, I don't know how many it is, but I'm going to have all these people screaming at me, shouting questions at me, all of which I love answering, I love doing, but it doesn't make sense to do them. So
I wonder if he's going to, like, if he gets the nomination, is he going to do the same thing with the actual presidential debate? Is he going to be like, well, I'm pulling ahead of Joe, Sleepy Joe, so I'm not going to have to do this. Nope, I'm not going to go to this debate.
He doesn't need to do the debates as long as his interviews like this get as many views as the debates do, right?
I don't know.
As long as these get out there and get shared.
It depends on if the party wants to make this, because back in the day, you just did the debate. This is a new thing where someone doesn't want to do a debate because they know that they have everything to lose and nothing to gain by doing it. So now these parties that ultimately decide who their candidate is and how they qualify who their candidate is, they're going to have to decide, is it actually required? And if it is, then they need to disqualify people who don't attend the debates. Historically, when they've had these debates, these televised debates, starting with like Nixon and Kennedy, you wanted to be in them. You wanted to. It was a good thing to be in them.
I've taken a pass, as you probably noticed.
Well, I did. I'm grateful that you did. It's interesting, though, because you spent a lot of your career in television.
Yeah.
You had a top show in television on NBC. But you don't feel the need now running for president to do television, obviously. Do you think television is declining?
Dewey666 says, come on, could Biden actually debate anything in his state?
I don't
We're
think
going to have
so,
to
but
find that one out.
We'll see. I don't think
Yeah.
Biden should run, but he is. So
Oh,
there we go.
but I guess we just saw, it just came out where it's down like 30, 35%, but I think they were referring to cable. I think cable's down because it's lost credibility. MSNBC, or as they say, MSDNC, is so bad. It's so wrong what they write and what they do and what they say. It's, it's fake news, as I said. I think I came up with that term. I hope I did because it's a good one. It's not tough enough anymore. It's corrupt news. Really what you do is call it corrupt news, but somehow that doesn't play as nicely. But it is corrupt
I wonder
news.
if Ramaswamy is going to be Trump's vice president on his ticket.
I was thinking that's what I was saying last night when I was watching the debate, but the not being a Christian thing is tough. Like it really is. It's especially with the Republicans. They don't want a non-Christian to be president, and when you're the vice president of a 70-plus-year-old president, the likelihood of him becoming president is pretty high. So I don't know.
So you have
Jesus wasn't a Christian either.
MSNBC, and you have CNN, who's absolutely doing no
Jesus was never a Republican Party candidate for
ratings
president
at
either.
all. I mean, they're dead. But they're doing none because they don't have credibility. They really don't have credibility. Fox is way down, as you know. And the good old days are long ago. I will say this, it could come back, but they just don't have a lot of credibility, Tucker. You know that perhaps better than anybody. I think it was a terrible move getting rid of you. You were number one on television and all of it.
Wow, it's funny that he's saying that. It's funny that he's saying that because there were leaked text messages from Tucker Carlson talking about how much he hated Trump. Because they got.
I wonder if Trump even read those.
I don't know. They got leaked because of the lawsuit with the Fox News Dominion voting machine lawsuit. There were leaked texts that people saw that were entered into evidence right before Tucker Carlson got fired, where he was like, "I hate Trump." Like he hated perpetuating the whole lie about the election and stuff.
Sudden we're doing this interview, but we'll get bigger ratings using this crazy forum that you're using than probably the debate or competition.
When you say there are people on stage who shouldn't be running for president, who do you mean?
Well, I don't want to really use names, but it wouldn't matter too much. A guy like, I call him Ada Hutchinson. It's Asa, but I call him Ada.
Okay.
I call him Ada.
I could tell you, but I don't want to.
I call him
Get myself
Beta.
in a little trouble. But he's weak and pathetic, and he was. I never understood the guy. Never knew him. He was the governor of Arkansas. Not a very popular guy. I don't know how but that state is such a great state. The people are so incredible in that state, and they love me, and I love them. How does this guy get elected governor of Arkansas? But he's nasty always, and has been. A guy like Chris Christie, the guy left with a 8%, think of it, 8% approval rating in New Jersey. Now he's running for president. And he runs solely on the basis, let's get Trump. He's like a savage maniac. He's like a lunatic.
Let's get
and
Trump.
that's all he talks about. His poll numbers are very, very low. He's about 2%.
What's he like? You know him well.
No, I've been friendly with him over the years, but I couldn't give him a
you know,
job.
him and I got the same strain of COVID. I was out running around and playing days afterwards, kissing people days afterwards. He was lying like a fat shit in bed off the same strain of COVID. That fat shit is weak. You don't want him as your president. I coughed in his mouth and he almost died. He's a pussy.
I just never trusted him very much. I was just never one of his people that really trusted him. I never gave him the job, and that's one of the reasons he feels so hurt and so betrayed. And I understand that. I really do.
I never gave him the job. I gave him the COVID, but not the job.
You could never do the job.
I gave him, he wanted to be different things. He was looking at different elements.
He wanted to dress up in drag. I gave that one to Rudy Giuliani. He wanted to be the one in drag that I kissed his titties. But I said, no, Christy, you got real titties. I'm not kissing your real titties. I'm going to kiss Giuliani's fake titties.
Administration.
He wanted the job. He couldn't get the job.
I decided I didn't want to do it. And now I'm glad I did, because you see, but we had some great people. I had great people. We'll have even better people if we do this, because now I know Washington. Before I didn't know Washington. But guys like Bill Barr were terrible. I mean, they were, I would say, Bushies.
Whoa. Chill, Trump. Bill Burr is not terrible.
I say that with respect to the Bush family.
Fine comedian.
They were Bushies, and it doesn't work out for us.
It was clear, this is kind of far afield, but it was just interesting. I read Barr's account of his time. He wrote a book about it.
Right.
His autobiography. And in it, he lies about Jeffrey Epstein's death. Clearly lies.
Wow.
Do you think Epstein killed himself sincerely?
Look, I'm not allowed to comment on that.
I will say that, he was a fixture in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
I don't know what Barr said about it either. I have no
Answer the question.
idea what he said. What did he say? He killed himself, probably?
He said he killed
I
himself.
don't want to implicate myself in the Epstein death. Everybody knows he liked him very young.
They never did the investigation. It's never been public, and they hid it. And why are they doing that? And clearly Barr knew. But why would Bill Barr be covering up the death of Jeffrey Epstein?
Bill Barr didn't do an investigation on the election fraud either, okay? He said he did, and he pretended he did, but he didn't. McSwain, the U.S. attorney in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, said Barr just wouldn't let him do it. It was crazy. Barr became so petrified, so frightened of being impeached. They were going to impeach him. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah.
It's not a big moment in history. But they said, we're going to impeach. They play a much rougher game, the left, the lunatics. And they were going to impeach Bill Barr, and he was petrified. Now, how do you not get impeached? Don't do any of this stuff. But he didn't do the job there. I don't know what he did with Epstein, but possibly he didn't.
Do you think it's possible that Epstein was killed?
Oh, sure, it's possible. I mean, I don't really believe. I think he probably committed suicide.
His base does not like that. His base would not like that.
I think he probably committed suicide. If I were to say differently, they'd have to look in my direction. And who's to say I didn't have something to do with Jeffrey Epstein's death? Hillary and I had to go family style on him so he wouldn't out us for all of our escapades on the island.
Beautiful homes and beautiful everything. And he, all of a sudden, he's incarcerated and not doing very well. I would say that he did, but there are those people, there are many people, I think you're one of them, right? But a lot of people think that he was killed. He knew a lot on a lot of people.
He was killed.
Ha ha, including you.
He was killed. He was killed, Trump. He was killed.
Yeah.
I think the closer you look, I'm not a conspiracy person at all. I believe everything I hear. But yeah, the closer you look into it, I mean, the Attorney General of the United States, your Attorney General, clearly lied about the Epstein death.
Yeah,
and
he was.
Why?
He was certainly. It wasn't well done. They had no cameras. They had no.
Well done with ketchup, like my steak.
Anything. Everybody was sleeping, and the case could be made. Look, I'm not going to get involved in it, but I can tell you, a case could be made either way. But it certainly wasn't.
It was not well done, like my steak, even though the blood on Epstein's neck was ketchup.
The most well-run place.
So the reason I'm asking you is I'm looking at the trajectory since 2015 when you got into politics, for real, and then won. It started with protests against you, massive protests, organized
Juggalo
protests.
V says, surprised this question was asked. This is broadcast on Twitter. I'm not surprised this question was asked at all. I would honestly think this question was requested by Elon Musk.
Left, and then it moved to impeachment twice.
Right.
And now indictment. I mean, the next stage is violence. Are you worried that they're going to try and kill you? Why wouldn't they try and kill you? Honestly.
I can't wait for Trump to go to the debates. Are you worried they might try and kill you?
Yeah. What? That is a leading question. Let's see how he answers it.
They're savage animals. They are people that are sick, really sick. You have great people in the Democrat Party. You have great people that are Democrats. Most of the people in our country are fantastic, and I'm representing everybody. I'm not just Republicans or conservatives. I represent everybody. I'm the president of everybody. Yeah. But I've seen what they do. I've seen the lengths that they go to. When they make up the Russia, when that's exposed and they go down, and Barr should have gone after them and other people should have gone after. And they did very late because the Durham report came out. It was fairly good. It could have been a lot tougher, I guess, but it was fairly good. But it explained how corrupt it was. I'll tell you who did a great job was the Inspector General Horowitz. He did a phenomenal report. You didn't have
I thought he was about to say Inspector Gadget. I don't know why. I just heard him say it.
To go to Durham. He did it on Comey and on, I guess, McCabe and some others. And it was a vicious, it was basically a true report, how bad they are. But these people are sick people. These are people that I think they hate our country. You want to know the truth. When you see open borders, when you see these policies that they have, and so many other things, it's so sad to see. We have a country that's very fragile right now. I've never seen, I will say, look, I ran in 16, which was 15, but I ran in 16, election in 16, and there was tremendous spirit. In 20, there was even more spirit. We got millions.
Everyone like the stream if you haven't already. It helps out a lot. Give us a like here.
Millions.
Send us a like.
Millions and millions more votes. It wasn't even a contest. People said, well, what'd you think of 20? I said, we did much better. We did. You got to base it on the number of votes. We got many more votes in 20 than we did in 16. But the election was rigged. It was a rigged election. And with COVID, they used COVID to cheat in a lot of different things. And
how did they do that?
Much on it. It's like so easy. But we had judges that didn't want to look. We had people didn't want to get involved. They called you. He's a conspiracy theorist if you say anything about the election. But I have never seen spirit like there is right now. Even coming down here, just the people on the road that are just absolutely going crazy. And the reason is, I think they like me, and I know they love my policies. I hope they like me too. A lot of people say they don't like me, but they like my policies. I think they like me.
So we're 10 minutes into this. I think when we do the bonus show, I'd like to watch more of this. But I want to move on to Trump arriving at the jail in Georgia. He flew his private plane to the Atlanta airport, and then his motorcade drove to the jail in Georgia where he was arraigned. Here's a little bit of that.
And back to the breaking news. Former President Donald Trump just arrived in Atlanta to face his criminal indictments in Georgia.
He's facing 13 different counts relating to alleged misconduct around the 2020 election. As you can see right here, that plane just coming in from Newark is where it flew to, and it made pretty decent time down into Atlanta as well. We're expecting it to come in a little bit later. So from here, obviously, the president will start to get off the plane, and a motorcade will escort him to the courthouse where he's expected to surrender and answer to those charges. We do know that his bond is set at $200,000, and we're expecting him to pay that.
Of course.
Obviously, as a former president, he has the Secret Service with him still, and they will be escorting him and following him through this process.
Yeah, so he got on the plane, he got off the plane, there he is getting off the plane.
Seeing him charged once.
Actually, there he is as a cartoon.
Yeah. You know what, though? This trial isn't federal, so I don't think there's going to be just sketches from it. I think there might be video. There might even be a live feed. Everyone was waiting all day to see the mugshot. I saw a couple fake ones first that I found amusing. I saw, actually, these are all the mugshots of all the people who are getting charged in connection with this, but made to look like Batman's Rogues Gallery. Here we got Mr. Freeze. We got Catwoman, who's it's good that she's Catwoman because she's always wearing like leopard print stuff. We got Giuliani as the Penguin. I think it's pretty great. Who's
Who's the fucking guy next to Giuliani?
I'm not sure who that is, but is
that Kim.com as the fucking pharaoh?
I saw Keemstar posted this earlier, and this is AI generated. It looks pretty good, but they wouldn't have him in an orange jumpsuit because he's not getting locked up. But it looks good. Like
that is a good looking mugshot.
Yeah, it looks pretty real. I saw this one.
Ass mugshot.
This one.
That's not real.
I saw this one. and now here's the real one. Here's the real Trump mugshot right here. That's the legit.
Really?
Yep. Go
back to the other one.
That was confirmed that this is the real mugshot.
Go back to the one right before this.
Pretty similar.
They did a pretty fucking good job.
Yeah,
they must have known that the camera would tilt down that way because we have his brow furrowed forward here.
Well, they have everyone else's mugshots from this same location, so they kind of knew what it would look like.
Yeah.
Because all of the rest of them got arraigned first. I've seen the original picture that this came from, though, with the background cropped out of it.
They did pretty good choice here for the faker. That's really close. Good job, guys.
Yeah, the thing is that in this fake one here, the camera's too high quality for this. Like the camera they use there is like a early 2000s cell phone camera. You know, it doesn't look good. Like an early day webcam.
Is this gonna show up on Faces of Meth now?
It should. Yeah, man. This photo is public domain, so anyone can put this on a t-shirt. Anybody can.
Yeah.
So
anybody can wear it if they're brave enough.
Sure. I don't say. Yeah, I'll wear it. I don't care.
Better not wear it at the Calgary Stampede, Ben.
Why would they care in Calgary?
Oh, they care the most in Calgary.
Not about Trump. They don't care.
They love wrestling, though, and he's a WWE Hall of Famer.
Okay, whatever. All right, I'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the important part of the show where I answer your questions, giving them to us in the form of donos, pleb chat, fan chat. Get the answers you so desire. Billy, have you heard the ad-generated Trump rapping Akon song Locked Up? That sounds pretty funny. I haven't heard it. Earlier, we got a dono asking how my low-sodium diet affects me eating desserts like donuts and stuff. I can have a little bit here and there, but it's not the best thing for me. It's not the best thing. Austin Wardell asks Young Bill Fridge, why do you love us so? Well, I don't know if you know this, but when I was a little child, I made my cousin My cousin, he's 3 years younger than me. I made him laugh. And at that moment in time, I realized the power I had to elicit reactions, positive emotional reactions from people I loved. And I chose to spend the rest of my life cultivating experiences and reactions like that from that moment on. So I love you so because I understand a way to love you that not only fulfills me, but fulfills you as well. Seth looks says, Billy, I don't know if Ben is going to play them, but I submitted clips of weirdos outside the jail today. They're gold. That sounds really good. I don't know if we'll be able to get to that tonight or not. We'll see. Rosera says, Billy, will you wish me a good night's sleep? Yes, Rosera. Sleep well. Have a beautiful night. I hope you dream of sugar plum fairies and whatever else is cool. Juggalo V says, I dropped the track in cringe raps. Oh, yeah. Damn. Love you too, Peter Banner and Drake Drakesaw. Stigmati says, Phyllis, Billy, until we are all dripping. I don't stop there either. I don't stop there. I'd cuddle in the puddle. Mike says, are you still making music? I've been working on a return recently. I'm planning on getting back into the studio soon. Anybody wants to be a part of that journey, follow me privately. You don't have to pay $10 to make that claim. You just got to tune into the show. Am I right? But thank you for the down-now. How am I feeling, Billy? I'm feeling all right, Wolford. I got gifted a bunch of really nice steaks when my dad died, and that was like almost 2 years ago. I looked in the back of my freezer, and I saw I still had some dead dad steaks left. So I cooked a dead dad steak today in my air fryer. It was a ribeye, and it's like almost 2-year-old steak.
I just want to point out that when you say dead dad steaks, it almost sounds like your dad was made into steaks or something. Like, I don't like that. It sounds borderline cannibalistic. I don't like it.
Yeah, they're not my dad. But yeah, they're almost 2 years old. I don't know if they're okay. Someone told me they're not okay. They're nice ribeyes. I cooked them, and it came out really nice. And I think like I had a streak of the farts today. I went to a movie directly after eating it. I was sitting in the theater, and I had a nice streak of farts while I was in the movie. But I didn't get sick, so I think it was fine. It tasted good. I don't think anything's wrong with that. Rent is pretty high in Seattle.
Yes. Everyone, please like the stream if you haven't already. I want to also remind you guys to check out the pre-show. There's a link in the description. It's a really interesting show that we do where we don't have to worry about YouTube's regulations. It's just us talking back and forth, talking about the show, talking about whatever comes to mind. Also, immediately following this episode, there is a post show for all our $10 plus patrons where we're going to do a live reaction to the movie Teen Wolf, the 1985 classic Teen Wolf starring Michael J. Fox. You don't want to miss that. We're going to do it immediately following this show. If you want to see it, follow the link that's pinned in the, or not pinned in the chat, but listed in the chat right now, and it'll take you directly to the post where you can sign up and watch along with us. We're going to be doing it live immediately following this stream, which we're going to do in a couple minutes here, about 5 to 10 minutes or so. I would ask of all of you that you please like this stream, and if you want to send us one last tip train, we're going to respond directly to your Streamlabs towards the goal. We need to push this goal. Actually, I'll leave Trump's mugshot up. We need to push this goal.
The movie I saw was Gran Turismo. I went to see Gran Turismo. I was farting it up in Gran Turismo. I was oozing machismo in Gran Turismo. It was good. I wasn't interested in seeing it until I realized that Neil Blomkamp did it. The District 9 guy, the Chappie guy. I like his work. And it was good. Yeah, I almost went to see it at the Monday Mystery Movie event, but I realized it was Gran Turismo. I always check the East Coast to see if it's even worth driving to the theater to see. And I was like, I'm not going to see Gran Turismo. And then right after I said that, I figured out, that night, I figured out it was done by Neil Blomkamp. I was like, oh, shoot, I should have seen it. He's good.
I want to remind,
he does good work.
I want to remind everyone that we have an active Patreon tier right now where we're sending people actual physical merch. We're doing it every month. This month, we're doing a large sticker, 5.5 inches by 5.5 inch sticker for all of our $33.33 tier Patreons. And we're going to keep doing it every month. We're going to have a new piece of merch next month. This is our kind of trial run. We've got a bunch of people signing up. If you do sign up, make sure you link your home address to your Patreon account so I know where to send it, because I'll be sending them out next month. So it's usually on like a month delay. So everyone who signs up before the end of this month for that tier will be getting this sent to them next month. That's how we're doing it. So don't miss out, because this could very well be the only time we offer this in sticker form. So you're going to want to check that out. And also it helps support the show a lot. Like the stream, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. Don't be a blokey. I don't have any him telling me to play cringe raps isn't going to make me have cringe raps that I don't have.
Come on, Ben. Play some cringe raps,
I like
bro.
Billy, listen to me on the chat. Tell Ben to do something that he can't do because he doesn't have any. So I don't have any cringe raps.
Just knows. The chat knows I can bully you into doing whatever they like, Ben.
Join the Discord and post some cringe raps into the cringe rap section, and then I'll look at them sometime. But I don't do cringe rap a lot because people hardly send any. And if it's something that's obviously copyrighted, I don't play it. Like, I'm only looking for bad, low-budget cringe rap normally, because
that Fousey vid was pretty good. Fousey had a fucking... Fousey's been probably top-tier content for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
It's been nuts.
I don't know. I don't really care. Like, not interested.
Just been some of the craziest content. I did not mean Gran Torino 2, Dan Kellogg. I don't know what I meant, though. I just remember saying it. Whatever the race car movie was that came out today. So, it's Gran Turismo.
So, Egghead's been slacking, by the way. He used to do all the Jared updates, and now he just stopped. Like, there's been... After the 12th, he just stopped reporting on Jared, and I'm like, is he keeping it all to himself now? Because I know he still watches. There's no way he stopped. Egghead does not let go of his obsessions.
Egghead and Zoe are still power coupling over Jared's body. Wasn't today the day that Jared wasn't supposed to get his visitor?
Yeah, did that ever happen? Like, people in the chat, did anyone ever actually go to Jared's house today? Because I didn't think anything would happen. So I wanted to know if we know that, in fact, people actually showed up there. Yeah. I didn't think it was going to happen.
Zoe says no one announced anything about going there.
Well, they were trolling him. Yeah.
I thought that's what was happening. I didn't know. I don't pay close attention to any of this shit. I show up. I offer my expert intuition and critique to all topics, and then I go and I fuck animals.
Okay. I don't know if anything happened because someone has been slacking off. Wow, you know what? We would have known had Egghead been more attentive. God, Egghead, like all these people have died, and I found out from other sources other than Egghead. Egghead's just like, even his hobbies, he's lost interest.
Egghead's been living it up with his arm candy, Zoe. Egghead and Zoe are getting along.
It's like being champ
well.
got to his head, and now he's just like failing at everything he does. Can't believe it. Cannot believe it, Egghead. How could you? How could you? How could you indeed? And I actually have...
I just want to point out our fan base didn't vote for him. Like, they didn't want this paper champion.
Here's Magicus, he has a promo for tomorrow's actual Mania event.
Hey everybody, it's Lord Magicus here. So, this actual Mania season has been a pretty short one comparatively to others, and we have our event coming up in just 24 hours.
When he died.
We got all of this done in under a week, but here we are.
Oh no.
Ready to go. I've got my entry done, and let me tell you, it's a fucking banger. Diesel, you never had a chance at this. And let me explain why. The thing is, I've been a gamer my whole life. There is nobody here that's gonna know games better than me. I am the single most qualified person on this podcast to take this belt and to be the king of games. Let me show you.
Whoa.
Is Magicus saying he's going to say the gamer word?
See? I've always been king of games, long before actual Mania was even a thing. Whether it was playing old school JRPGs or platformers, Diablo, even making my own games. I am an expert on games, and this belt just belongs to me. And I assure you, after actual Mania is done and over with, you will be mailing it to me. I hope that everybody is prepared for what is to come, because I ain't holding back. We are going full hog on this one. See you guys tomorrow.
Full hog. That's how you know he's serious about it. Look at the seriousness in that man's eyes.
Isn't full hog a sexual thing?
He's taking on Big Diesel in a rap battle. That's the main event for tomorrow's actual Mania. We'll do a pre-show tomorrow and fill in everybody on what's going on. All the $5 plus patrons are gonna love it.
Does Magicus think Big Diesel is running around half hogging?
We're gonna there's also another match that I'm gonna add on to the bill that I'm gonna announce tomorrow when we go over the card. That's gonna be our opener. So just don't hesitate to catch the pre-show tomorrow when we promo the next actual Mania. It's going to be a fun time. Everyone loves it. You want to be a part of it. Egged is selecting combatants for a special match. That's going to be, or like conditions for a special match. It's going to be...
Egghead's 2 egg omelet challenge.
By the way, Egghead's too easy. Like, all I had to do was be like, he doesn't cover Jared anymore. He's like, fuck you! And he got mad and left. He's... Wow. Such a sensitive fellow, that Egghead is.
I respect you, Egghead. I would never do this to you.
He's done it to you before.
Never. Not since the days of, the Harlem Globetrotters have I made a comment about Egghead.
No, you have still, because he's gotten mad.
No.
Yep.
I've only been a sweet boy to Egghead ever since the Harlem Globetrotter thing.
No.
That was the last time.
It's not.
The very last time. We don't talk about it. We can boogie all night long.
Yeah.
Never danced like this before. We don't talk about it.
Even the Harlem Globetrotter dwarf got a piece.
I mean, we don't talk about that, Ben.
I talk about it.
But he did. He did, but we don't talk about that.
Because like the Harlem Globetrotters, they got women, they got dwarfs too. So they all got a piece. Yep. Yeah, Egged just like laid there in the tent.
Patrons $10 and above, come watch the movie with us tonight. Directly after this stream goes down, the film goes up.
There it is, right
Y'all
there.
Are driving him into Zoe's arms. He should be in Zoe's arms.
Just go there,
Egghead.
sign up, $10 level or more to get yourself in. We're about to end this stream. So
Egghead and Zoe connected on their mutual bond for stalking Jared. That's a beautiful relationship.
And sexting Jared. I think.
Well, they both sexted Jared for investigative journalistic reasons.
Sure.
Neither of them did it for pleasure.
Neither of them?
Neither of them.
We are going to go do this movie review. You should all come along. It's $10. It gets you all the other content that we put out monthly, all the video content. Sign up. It's a good deal. It helps support the show, which we need a lot.
How Kendall calls you guys virgins because I've seen Billy's music videos, and he's had many sexy ladies all over him. Someone should clip all of those shots and send them to Kendall. You know he would be jealous.
He would be so jealous because these girls have big boobs and small heads IRL. They don't have to be drawn that way.
All right. Egghead says, you got no proof I did thag shit. Hey, you're the one putting it out there that you did thag shit. I'm just saying, like you did some thag shit. No one mentioned Egghead did thag shit, and you were like, you got no proof I did thag. This is like an Eric July level self-report. Egghead did thag shit. Egghead did thag shit. And I will see you all in the movie review. See you
Patrons
there.
$10 and above. Sign up now. Watch with us all night long.
All night.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.